This is a real gun. This is a fake gun. Don't use this when filming a video. Don't use either in a public area. That's rule number one. Okay, I've got a BB gun here, but for video purposes, it's real nice looking. Now they sell prop guns, which are basically just like rubber guns. You can also get the airsoft guns. This BB gun is spring-loaded. I bought it like 15 years ago for $15. I went to Walmart the other day. They're like $20, $25 now. The nice thing about these is you can cock them back like this. Now, unlike rubber guns, these type of guns and the airsoft guns, when you pull the trigger, it actually does something. This one, you don't see too much when you're actually just pulling the trigger. But if I just pull this back, you can see this stays back, and when I pull the trigger, it goes in. So what I'm going to do, that's much more movement than a real gun does, but just to get some realistic moving, what I'm going to do in this case, I'm going to cock this back, film me pulling the trigger, and then I'm just going to cut that little loop. It's only going to be a couple of frames, put the muzzle flash on it, and that way I get the realistic moving of the gun. Now if you don't have a gun that does that, you can just use a rubber gun that's not vital. Also, you know, today we're just going over the muzzle flash, but you can also use the same effects to do smoke if you want to get a little puff of smoke. And you can also use Blender or use Kdenlive to superimpose shells coming out. I'm not doing that today. We're just going over the muzzle flash today. So here we go. I'm going to film this little clip and add in the muzzle flash. That's it. So I got the movement of the gun, and let's get editing. Okay, so we're jumping into Kdenlive. We're working with Kdenlive version 0.8.2.1, and just make sure you have close to the same version numbers, because things might be different if you have a different one. Now we can click this little add clip button here to add a clip in, or if you have something like Nautilus already open, you can just drag and drop a clip into your project tree here. That little ding is just telling me that my clip I drug in isn't the same resolution as my project, because for some reason my camera takes videos at 1080p, I guess you would say, because it has an 8 extra pixels height-wise, but I'm just going to click OK to that. Doesn't make a difference. I'm going to drag that clip down to our timeline here. I'm going to come here, right there you can see me pulling the trigger there. Control, scroll up to zoom in. And you can see right here, this is going to help you right here, look at the audio clip, you can see the time right there, you can see if we move there. We can also use the right and left arrow keys to move one frame at a time, and you can see right there is where we're getting the little trigger pull and the hammer slamming down there. So next I'm going to pull in this, that Beretta sound. Sorry, I was hovering over the file there. So that's a Beretta 9mm sound that I got offline. So we could probably drop that in right now. And you can just search on Google gun sound effects or free sound effects gun or something like that. You get plenty of them. Just find the one that you think goes well with your clip. Next, I'm going to drag in this muzzle flash video here from Demolition Films. In this clip monitor, I'm going to press play. And you can see it starts playing different muzzle flashes. Some of these are larger than others. I'm going to find one that I like. I think they get smaller as they go in because these first few are too big. Once again, I got this at demolitionfilms.com. This one was free. You can also go to YouTube and just search muzzle flashes, and you should be able to find some. So I think I like that one there. I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to hit my left arrow here a whole bunch until right there. There's the flash. The flash is really only about 1, maybe 2 frames. I'm going to go back 1 frame before that, set the in point, press play, press pause, because it's pretty short, and I'm going to, if I press back to the left, you can see there's also a little bit of smoke, so I'm going to go to the last frame where I don't see the smoke anymore. I don't know how well you can see that in the video recording, but there is a little smoke there. So I'm 1 frame past the last frame that I see the smoke, set the end there, and I can drag that down to here. And now you can see me, but then we go to the muzzle flash, and all you see is the black. So what we need to do is find where the muzzle flash is, right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click this corner, see how it turns green when you get to it. I'm going to click on that, and that's actually causes a dissolve transition. Just make sure it fits the entire video length here. Click where it says dissolve, and we're going to change that to screen, which is going to remove anything that's black or based on the darkness. And since the muzzle flash is bright, it should show up. But it's over my face. That's not good. So what we're going to do is go to our list effects here. We're going to type zoom. We're going to drag this pan and zoom down to the video. And it's definitely also kind of big. Like, it's bigger than the entire gun. So you can only edit frames that have keyframes. So let's add a keyframe by clicking this little button here. I'm going to set the size to 50. And then I'm just going to drag it and put it where it belongs. Hey, I dropped it in a pretty good spot, I think. Now I'm working on a little frame here. I've said in other videos, if you have dual monitors, you can double click this preview, this project monitor here, and we'll throw that full screen on the second screen, second monitor. But since I'm doing a tutorial and I can't, I could record both screens at the same time, but it would make it more difficult for you people to watch it on a single screen. I'm working in the smaller screen here, but that is an option. Also, I can click back to the first keyframe and delete that because we don't want that. And I'm going to click back here and press spacebar. Oh, click off the video after editing because otherwise when you get to it, it's going to start going into pan and zoom edit mode. So just click off onto another video after editing the pan and zoom. There we go.
That's it.
And then we'll click render and render it out. I'm actually probably going to trim some of the beginning and end of the video. So what we can do at this point is shift and draw a box around these clips, and we're going to group these clips. Perfect. I'm going to go back to the beginning here, go to where I first start talking, right about there. Huh. Maybe it's because I have it grouped, it won't let me clip that like that. Let's see if I do X, cut. There we go, we'll cut it there. And we'll do the same at the end, and then I'll render this out. And you've already seen it, but I'll play this little clip again once it's rendered out here at the end.
Editing.
Okay. So I'm just going to cut that right about there. Render. Xvid is what I like to use. If this wasn't just going on YouTube, I'd probably go up to the full 1200 here in the byte rate. But I'm just going to just leave it at 8000. It still looks really good. If you're going to do a lot of editing to this after this, like you're going to bring it into another program, you want to obviously keep the quality the highest as long as you can. And that's about it. And here's another look at that clip.
That's it. That's it.